Every character's while standing 11 frame punisher is vitally important. It's the punish you're going to use against all of the small low pokes in the game, and while a simple while standing 4, like these you're seeing here, is what you think of when you think of an 11 frame while standing punisher, I can promise you it gets much more interesting towards the top of this list. Let's get into it. With tied for the worst damage in the game, not exceptional plus frames, and pretty terrible range, Yoshimitsu is definitely at the bottom of this list. This is the closest to the bottom we'll probably ever see Paul in a punishment list. Think about that for a second. Law's while standing 4 is tied for the worst damage in the game. However, with a DSS cancel, he gets huge plus frames. With the highest damage on a single hit while standing 4 in the game, Kuma, Panda, Jack and King just make it into tier B. As always, the 3D characters are giving me a headache. On paper they have very powerful 10 frame knockdowns and sometimes launchers with meter, but when you look at the range on these down jabs, it doesn't really encourage you to consider them the best in the game. Even comparing them to each other is hard. Geese's 10 frame cancel knockdown does a lot less damage than Eliza's, but his while standing 4 is quite a bit better. In the end, I put Eliza above Geese, because when the 10 frame cancel of a down jab will work, hers does 29 damage, which is very powerful. However, her while standing 4 by itself is one of the worst in the game. Lily's while standing 4 may only do 18 damage, but it gives you a nice close knockdown for good Oki, and it even gives a mini follow up at the wall. Lee is his usual weird self on this list. A legit 10 frame while standing punisher that does 27 damage is amazing, but it's -9 on hit, even though it forces crouch, and the extensions are very risky. For some reason, Akuma always gets given really strong punishment options, even when he's not doing cancels or using meter. His while standing 4-4 does 30 damage, and forces crouch, even though it's -5. If you are able to go for down jab cancels, down jab into DP2 is a 31 damage, 10 frame knockdown. With a bar of meter you can turn down jab DP1 into a FADC cancel into a full launcher. Heihachi, Devil Jin and Kazuya all have the same while standing 4-4, and they make it to one place above Akuma because being -4 with the opponent forced into crouch is slightly better than -5 in my opinion. Hwoarang's while standing 4-4 gives up 4 points of damage on the Mishima while standing 4-4, but it does leave him in a much better position on hit. Some of you are going to be very surprised seeing a 20 damage knockdown this high on this list, but just look at this with me for a second. If the opponent does anything other than tech throw on the ground, while standing 4 for Xiaoyu can be picked up for a float combo. Now yes, this means that at a high level, the opponent will just always tech. However, this tech leaves Xiaoyu in an incredibly favourable position, and she can just mix you up from here. With 32 damage and a strong situation on hit, Steve's while standing 1-2 is very strong. With only 3 points less damage than Steve and a totally free mix-up on hit, as well as the small possibility of a wall splat, Kazumi's while standing 4-4 is incredible. I was actually tempted to put it at number 1, but as a Leo main, I don't think people would have let me get away with that. Whoops, spoilers. One of the biggest buffs for one of the most buffed characters coming into Tekken 7, Leo's while standing 4-1+2 is the most damaging while standing 11 frame Punisher, and it gives a knockdown. With Leo's deadly wargame, any kind of carry is premium, and it's even possible to get a full wall combo off of this from some ranges, though it is very specific and easy to drop, much more likely to get a forward too. This does mean however that with rage or when near a balcony break, while standing 4-1+2 at the right ranges is deadly. And there you have it. Every while standing 11 frame Punisher in the game ranked from worst to best. I promised that the list would get much more interesting as it went along, and I hope a lot of people learned some things towards the end of this video. As always, thanks a lot for watching and all the support. The channel's just got over 5,000 subscribers, which is really amazing stuff. So yeah, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.